Happy Friday, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. Looking forward to the weekend. I just wanted to come in and do a summary video on the guest blog post we had today by Annalise. And my question to you would be, have you ever had a baby crying, like crying at the top of their voice, whether at the supermarket or at home, throwing a tantrum? I don't know if you have, because I have many times. Just baby crying, they want it now, whether it's uncomfort or food or sleep, especially when they're sleepy. It's really, you don't know what to do. And so Annalise was in one of these situations many times, but 2 weeks ago she had one of these experiences where her daughter was just screaming, of course, because of hunger, and since she only has 2 arms, she put the baby down so she could fix some milk for her. But what did the baby do? Scream more louder, because why is mommy putting me down? Can't you see I'm hungry? Can't you see I need it now? How dare you put me down? That's the cry they actually, that's the meaning of their cries most of the time. And after she gave the milk, she just had a thought like, hey, doesn't my baby know that I will do everything for her? Doesn't she know that I love her and her needs are before mine? That I will give her food before I have to realize that I have to eat myself. But of course, the baby does not realize that. The baby is hungry now and wants the food now. Doesn't matter what you have to do. Drop everything you're doing and give me food. Give me food, give me food. And this revelation or this realization came to her that this is how we behave with God. We are children throwing tantrums at God. And Annalise was like, she doesn't need to make any need lighter, but this is how we behave. We cry to God, and the moment he doesn't show up, we're like, where are you, God? I need to see you. Because when she put the baby down, she went to the kitchen to make the milk. So for one moment, she was out of sight, from her baby. When she was making the milk, if she was making the milk next to the child would see her still cry, but not really the screaming, because the baby can see, okay, a 6-month-old baby cannot really see that you're making milk for them, but they will recognize the bottle. So then they'll know maybe milk is coming for me. But she left to the next room to make the milk. So the baby did not see the mom for a while. And this is us with God, exactly the same way, because when we have issues we are waiting on God for, we don't see him in the picture. We don't see him in the picture. So we kind of worry, where are you, God? Because we must have it on the spot. It's like our needs, we want to express them to him. And if it's not now, we kind of give him, okay, next week or next year, we have this planning we give God of when we want things to happen. And we know that our human heart, suffers greatly when some things are not met, for those who are waiting on God for anything that they need. Those who are waiting for various things in their lives, whether you're waiting for a job and everybody keeps saying, oh, just keep on applying, you'll get it. People waiting for, I can't even go into the list because there's so much in there that various people are waiting for different things. And people keep on encouraging, just keep on waiting, keep the faith. But then you ask yourself, so when God, when are you going to show up? It's not like I can see you literally, physically in the kitchen preparing something. No, sometimes God leaves us in the dark, and he's working behind the scenes. So we cannot see them. We cannot see him. Not like when, the mom is preparing milk, you can actually hear it, But something that is true, like I think I shared in the last video, that God really shows us glimpses of the promises that are about to come. I think when we are in the waiting season, we never really tend to look beyond that. It's always my need now, I need it now. When, God, are you going to show up? That we fail to realize that he's actually walking through the valley with us, you know. It's like the footprints in the on the sand analogy, because later when the promises are fulfilled, if we look back, we always look like, oh yes, he was definitely there, he was definitely there. But God literally leaves us in the dark and disappears into the kitchen to make the things he has promised us. And in these moments, these are the trying moments where our faith is tested. That are we really trusting to know that he's really in the kitchen making something for us because he loves us? Because we tend to say, oh, we tend to give up in the middle and say, God, I cannot do this anymore. You know, show up now, or give me a sign that you're really with me in this waiting season. And then we ask ourselves, when is God really exactly gonna step in? You know, if only we knew exactly when he would step in, I think most of our worries would really stop. But that is not how he works. You know, he doesn't tell us of everything. You know, he just gives us glimpses of his glory so that we are able to trust him completely, so that we don't have control of what he does. Because when we know most things, we will have we want to have control, but this is beyond our glory. This is beyond our pay grade, our glory grade. You know, this is beyond us. So we just need to trust him. And then she went on to encourage us, you know, that it's not in disbelief that the baby was crying. You know, obviously she was hungry, and the disappearing, when she disappeared out of sight, the baby thought, now what? Was my milk coming, or is it now gonna come, or it's just gone? You know, and that's why we need to really trust God in moments like this, because an eternity for us is only a minute to him. Just like she disappeared into the kitchen for less than a minute to make the milk, it's the same as God. You know, we might feel that we were in such a season for a long time, but for him it's just like a twinkle of an eye, like just closing your eyes and opening them again. So let's not forget that he's taken the accounts of our hurtings. He has taken account of our tears and the drops of the tears we've cried, just like in Psalms 56 verse 8. You have taken account of my wanderings. Put my tears in your bottle. Are they not in your book? So God knows. He counts every tear. You know, he knows the numbers of hairs on our head, and he is the best person that can know what we've gone through, because he experienced it himself. And that's why when he gave us grace through mercy as a sign of love, he knows exactly what he's giving, and he knows exactly what it cost him. It cost him to have sin, one who didn't have sin. It cost him to carry sin. Not that he had sin, but it cost him carrying the sin. So let's not forget that he lived his entire life in this experience that we are going through. He knows how hurting loneliness can be. He knows how hurting you can be deserted by your parents. He knows how hurting you can lose a loved one. He knows how hurting you can want anything that is wearing you to be taken out of you, taken from you, but it is not taken from you, that you have to walk through the fire. He knows all that, and he's the best person that we can cling to, and let him take our worries. Let him take our worries, and let us give him our yoke, because he's lighter, and we just have to keep on. Really, I know sometimes people say, just keep on trusting, keep on praying, you know. And sometimes I have a friend who was telling me, I've done that, and now what? Now what? And you're there trying, you have no answers, because you cannot hold God like this. Today you might realize that you have a revelation of who God is, but tomorrow he reveals himself in a totally different way. So it's just us to look how our character is also changing, how we're being renewed in his love and in his grace, and if he doesn't make himself present in every situation, like physically how we want him to be, he is actually present. And we just have to be patient, because we can never doubt the existence of the sun when it's nighttime. The sun will surely rise again. So my encouragement to you is, he will not leave you alone. He's there, you know, when you're being, when your heart is being broken, when you're, so much heartache around in the world, really, that I cannot even mentioning them. That when you're in that specific need, whether loneliness, abuse, hunger, sickness, lying in your bed and just wondering when is the next intervention coming to save you, just know that he loves you. He's the one who leaves the 99 to come get you. So when he's preparing milk in the kitchen, let's not feel like he has completely deserted us. He's actually making something that is worth the waiting for us. So just like Annalise's daughter, I pray that we know that our Father loves us, and he's in the making of something good for us. He's a good Father, and he knows exactly what we need, because he says, if our earthly parents knows how to gift us, how much more can he give us? He whom he gave his only Son, that through death the Son could do so much for us. Now what can the Son do to us through his life, he who is now alive, you know? So I leave with that. That was the second blog guest post from Annalise, which she called Promise Keeper, and that is God. He's our promise keeper. Thank you all. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you again on this channel. Bye bye. God bless you.